Hey guys, welcome back to Lavender. Today I have a special treat for you. I'm visiting my friends at STEEZY. So I'm gonna ask them questions about dance that you guys submitted, and they're gonna ask me questions about creativity and motivation. So we're just gonna do a little Q&A sesh while exploring their office. Let's go. Hi!
Hey.
Welcome!
Hi.
Cool space.
Thank you.
Is this Clay's drawings? Oh. So sad.
Thanks so much for coming through today, Eileen. We're super excited to share our tips and to get yours. But I know that before you started Lavender, you actually used to dance competitively. Can you talk about how you got started?
How I got started actually was around middle school. Like I asked my mom to sign me up for dance classes, so she found these community classes at the local community center. Me, my cousin who's about my age, and then my mom and my aunt. So it was like two women, older women and two younger girls, just like learning the snake and like basic cheesy hip hop moves. So that's how I started dancing, and I loved it. That's where I found like my passion for it. And then when I was in college, my freshman year, I knew there was a hip hop team at school. I went to the audition, the pre-audition, to like learn the choreography, and I practiced it, but I felt so like insecure and not confident in myself that the actual audition day came, like I chickened out basically. Like I didn't go, and that was it. I was like, you know what, maybe I'm just not good enough. I saw my other friends audition and make the team, and then I was kind of sad about it. I basically regretted it for an entire year. The following year, I was like, okay, Eileen, finally, this is your second chance, you gotta do it. So I made myself, audition, and then I made the team. It was C3 at USC, and from there, after C3, I competed, and then I jumped on a few other teams, but I guess that's what started it all.
Awesome. I actually have like a very similar story where I used to take these like studio hip hop classes when I was in high school, and I was really intrigued by the dancers on like the song team and the cheerleading team at high school, but I didn't want to just be another dancer there. So I actually became the mascot of our high school, and it was super fun, like putting together these creative sets and then being able to entertain people. And I think my like interest in performance came from that, but I didn't really understand what styles were or anything until college, where there was a choreography team on campus, and I auditioned for it. And then from then on, I just went on to different teams, tried out different styles, and still dancing, still taking class.
Mine was like weird because I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved here. I didn't dance in Atlanta, and then I moved here to California. When I went to high school, I found the Freestylers Club. It's cool. It's a club where people were like battling each other and stuff, which is really weird for like a very
not all high schools have that.
Most high schools actually just don't have that, and we happen to have that there. For me, I fell in love with it because my whole life I was bullied like really intensely for being like Asian and overweight, right? And I moved to California, which is very Asian, and then all of a sudden my school, I have these people that are just so accepting of everyone. They're so accepting of just having fun in dancing. No one has to be great at it, and everyone just enjoyed the exchange in this club in the French Teachers Room. And I just kept doing that from then on, and then joined some teams, and just I still love freestyling, still love battling.
Yeah. So your confidence grew through that freestyle
enormously.
team.
I had the lowest self-esteem.
And you didn't dance before that, right?
Never danced beforehand. Just nerdy kid in musical theater.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to start with that is a lot of people out there have asked, like, how do you get started with dance? And there's so many different ways. It sounds like we kind of started a little younger. So what if people are a little older? How can they get started? What are the resources out there?
I think the main thing is that age, when it comes to doing a creative hobby, the majority of them actually, age doesn't really affect it as much as we think. You can be 20 years old and think it's too late, and you can be 6 years old and be like, I can't do it, or 50 years old. I just think overall, if you're trying to just start something at a later age, you just have to think of it just like anything else in life. This is just a fun moment.
Right.
Am I just gonna treat this like I can just do something for fun and just fit it into my day no matter what, because it's just entertaining.
Right, so you're saying it's never too late, just do it
Never.
because it's fun.
Exactly, just like anything in life.
And you can start dancing alone at home. I mean, there's online resources like YouTube videos or STEEZY, obviously.
Exactly.
I know.
So when you're starting a new creative hobby, whether it's dance or anything else, you're not going to be amazing at it the first time you try it. And a lot of people get insecure about that. Do you have any tips for getting over that insecurity?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if you're starting anything new, obviously you're not going to be like amazing at it. I think everybody sucks in the beginning, unless you're like an anomaly or a genius or something, but most of the time you suck, and you have to be willing to suck. You have to be willing to like get through those sucky parts in order to get better at whatever craft you're doing. So really, with dance or any other creative hobby, it's like practice makes perfect. The more you dance, the better you get, and then the more confident you get. So it really is a lot of practice, but if you're insecure, you can also like practice at home by yourself in front of a mirror, or just, you know, keep it to yourself until you feel confident enough to slowly put yourself out there in the world. So it really just takes time and practice. There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
To keep building yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Remember where you came from.
Remember never
how
forget.
you started.
Exactly.
Never forget. So actually a lot of questions that I got were, how do you balance a creative hobby like dance with school or work? Because we all have school or work, we're all very busy people. How do you fit in something like dance?
I have like actual ADD. I had to take medicine in high school for it. The idea is I have to keep my body active. In fact, I have to keep moving to think. It's like a weird part of my body that I actually don't know why, but I have to move a part of my body. And so, but I'm someone who likes to fill up my time in a good way when I'm not doing a lot, when I am doing a lot. And so, for instance, like, let's say I wake up in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth. There's so much time when you're brushing your teeth where you're doing nothing. Like I'll literally.
I don't think so. It's like 2 minutes.
But it's 2 minutes.
You get bored, right?
I get so bored of brushing my teeth. So like I'll brush my teeth and I'll like practice like tutting, and then at a certain point I'll be like I'll stop like brushing my teeth and be, oh no, and I have to like remember to resume this, and it's just like one of these like brain exercises that for me, like, these are uses of my time that I could practice things, but for me it's not even practice. It's just like, ooh, can I do it? You know, can I practice
Personal
these?
challenge.
Exactly. I love these mini challenges, and it's harder to schedule things when you think of things as this giant obstacle, this thing that's coming towards you. But for me, I like these mini goals, these little feelings, little dopamine rushes to be like, oh yeah, I can do this, or like, can I like lift my finger and do this while like talking to people and maybe move my feet.
Whoa.
Like,
Wow. So you're different.
I'm a weird person.
I don't know if this is
There's
gonna
nothing
help
relatable.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what you're saying is you can fit dance into little pockets of your time
Exactly.
throughout your day.
Because these are innately me, right? And like everyone has their own way of approaching these situations. Everyone has their quirks. For me, I just happen to be maybe a little quirkier in these situations, but everyone has a way to fill their time.
Everyone has free time that they don't know
Exactly.
Or you can repurpose your teeth brushing time.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah.
Do you have any tips?
I think similarly to that, before when I was on a bunch of teams and I was going to rehearsals, I would think of rehearsal time as a separate block. And that was like my time to train, and then I didn't dance any other time. But I think getting overwhelmed with work, that is inherently like you're not dancing all the time and sitting in front of a computer, I crave that. So I will be listening to music, and even if I'm not physically moving at my desk, like the music itself is a part of it.
Right.
Yeah. And then when I'm getting in my car, I'm just like going
That's
off.
me when I'm driving. I go
like,
off when I'm driving.
I go the most full out that I've ever done in my car.
Me too.
And it's
Nobody ever
and you'll like
sees
catch
this.
someone's eye and be like,
Hey. Yeah. Oh my
like,
God, I love
you know,
it.
just practicing for Coachella when I'm back for Beyonce. So I think you just start to think of dance as being embedded in your life in different ways and not as its own separate thing that you have to make time for.
Right, it's not like a little rehearsal compartment
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, you
but-
can have that too.
Yeah, structure's good if you really
If you like
need
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Because it's so social too, when I go out, I don't think of it as like, okay, I'm going out. That's not dance training. If I go out, like I will dance.
Right.
And
Just
that's
'cause it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have to think of that even as like, oh, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna go out and like have some drinks and like let loose, and then that's gonna be my training. It just is like, it just is so fun, and you get to share it with your friends. And then who knows? Like I probably did get a little better or a little more comfortable after that night.
So could you share a little bit about how you can be like original, find your unique voice in dance and also outside of dance, because it's all interrelated anyway.
You know, a lot of people, they think of these as these big pictures where this person is this way because they've been through, I don't know, some sort of like crazy training, and they just have the answers to like, this is how I'm going to be this really interesting version of myself. I think a lot of times in dance especially, people are asking, you know, how do you do this big blow up power move, or how do you do crazy arm waves, and remove these little excess, these frills to your life, and start thinking about, what do I like, right? That's a really simple thing. Jesse always mentions things like music, right? You talk about how music, you just pick the music that you like and start dancing to it. But for me, like, my originality comes from what I enjoy in life as a base. Like we mentioned, I love anime, and I like nerdy things. I use math as a part of my dancing, right? And I'll always explain it like that. And I just think what I innately am, what I innately fall towards and naturally choose, is what happens to be my choices in dance. And in turn, the frills are a result of these base ideas, right? As opposed to me thinking of the frill first.
Right. So you take inspiration from all the things you genuinely like. And I think just like with everything else, like creativity is expressing the core of yourself.
Yes.
And the more that you know yourself, the more original or unique you will seem to other people.
Exactly.
You're just so comfortable with what you like. So you guys get pretty quirky in your videos. Like, I know your personalities are really fun and wild. I'm just curious, like, how have you always been that confident? Where did you grow comfortable with like your own uniqueness?
Well, I was born this way. Absolutely not. I think actually, as Clay was mentioning earlier, like, you have to really understand yourself. Like you said, you have to understand yourself. I think I was the opposite. Like, I was very top down in my approach. I was very much the person that was like, okay, I'm gonna take these elements of these people that I look up to and then make this version and then aspire to that. And I think, I'm not sure if it's like, what exactly the trigger point is. It may just be getting older, where you kind of just stop caring.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, like, whatever the reasons were, I kind of stopped caring about what people thought.
Yeah.
I like found the things that matter to me, and I care about what I think of myself. So it's kind of the same philosophy as, like, you know, you put your makeup on, you do your hair, and it's not to impress anyone else, it's to impress yourself.
Yeah.
So you can feel good. The more real you are, it's not just that like people will recognize that, it's refreshing, and it's a very just freeing way to live. So stop caring.
I agree. You have to stop caring about what other people think. I had to go through that too, because I used to want to be liked as well, and you want to seem cool, but at the end of the day, it's more freeing if you stop caring. You can be yourself. I think if you do something with a level of confidence, then it just seems cool no matter what it is. It's like, you could dress, like, fashion is so subjective. As long as you're confident in something ugly, it's super cool.
The more committed you are.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe something's cool, then no one else will.
Exactly. It starts with your own belief.
Eileen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys so much for having me. And you guys out there, if you're interested in dance, make sure you check out STEEZY. I'll have all the links down below so you can subscribe. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to Lavender for all the knowledge and inspiration on how to create your dream life. All right, see you guys next time. Bye. So, shall we? Let's go.
Oh, we're in the office.
Oh,
We're rolling. We're rolling. So 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so when you're starting a new creative hobby, even if it's,
Oh, Kev, you should have done that so many times today.
Dude, like all of
a
it.
tripod, not a
cricket.
tripod.
We're rolling, right, Kev?
Oh, I'm a dirty liar, guys. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Oh, I'm a dirty liar. Eileen,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much.
much.
Appreciate you coming. That was
Thank you,
weird.
guys.
One more time. Eileen, thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. So you guys out there, if you're interested in dance, check out STEEZY. You just go to sorry. Okay, one more time. Thank me again.